You leave the door open on a hot night and you want to close the curtain, keep the sound of the street out a little bit. Let me close it for you. It's showtime! The Colonial Theater was built in 1914 to service the hotel trade here in Bethlehem. Bethlehem was the destination resort in the teens and 20s for the whole East Coast. We had 3 trains arriving at 3 different stations in town a day from Boston. People would park their families here. There were 20 hotels on Main Street. And major studios used to test market their films here. They'd show it on Wednesday, and if it had a good crowd by Saturday, they know that it had something they wanted to put money into, because it was a very cosmopolitan atmosphere. Into our concession area. Periodically we set up a bar here, for shows and stuff like that as well. And the pieces you're looking at were the former installation in our plate glass gallery, and that was done by the artist Asa Brebner, who was the guitarist for Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers. He's kind of a rock icon in Boston, the Boston music scene, and has a house here in Bethlehem. And plays here regularly, as a matter of fact, for this and that. And these are just 2 pieces that were left over from his show. The 1,500 square foot patio that we use for intermissions, for shows and stuff like that. We set the bar up out here. We have, set up the cafe tables. We also do music on the side out here. I'll show you what's backstage. I don't know if that's of interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's a retractable screen. The whole thing's set up to be, as multi-purpose as we can make it. This is the voice of the theater. We have free artist documentaries, serve the artist population. We have a free, what I call a plate glass gallery out front, where we're always showing a local artist. We have a very sliding scale for nonprofits to come in here to either present enrichment programs for their membership, or raise money, or do whatever they need to do. So there's about 40 or between 40 and 50 special events that happen here between May and October, in addition to all of our films. So it's like every day there's something happening here at least once.
I'm a volunteer. I came back to town. I was here as a young person, came back to town about a year ago, and loved the Colonial. Was so grateful that the Friends of the Colonial started bringing it back together. So, I wanted to do something, and I wanted to volunteer in some way. And actually, I'm a chef. So I thought, well, I could do concessions, but, I know probably making popcorn. So I asked Steve if I could learn how to run the projector, which I did, and I'm still learning. I actually got a 98 on my last. It's quite a contraption, and it's a lot of fun.
So this is the projection booth. There used to be 2 carbon arc projectors here, which is why we have a cement floor, and they were concerned about fire, obviously with an old nitrate films, and you'd have a guy up here, and when one would go off, you'd do the other one. The holes are still in the wall for clearing them out. This is a pre-war Italian projector, and it's been cobbled together. A sound box I put on it, the platter system got added to it. So here we go. No more changing reels. Jim Severn, our film technician, takes the film every week. It comes in cans and reels, and he splices it all together, and hopefully puts the splices in the right place so we don't jump a seam or anything like that. Bring it down here till we get some clear film so that I can frame it up properly. is the governor, and as the film goes through, gets pulled through, this will speed up or slow down this platter. Obviously, it goes through at a steady rate. I think it's 26 frames per second through the projector, and then it comes back through here and just gets taken up on this reel. By the time you get to this point, there's just pushing the button and watching the people laugh. It's real 20th century stuff. We just started meeting with local business people and people were interested in the arts. Then we formed a nonprofit, and then the marquee fell off the building, and then the roof started caving in, and one thing led to another, and we surmounted those difficulties, and here we are. Almost next year will be our 10th anniversary. 10th anniversary season, and we've been growing every year since. This projector over here, basically 22 pounds replaces all of this equipment. But I tell you, this old technology, 20th century technology really, really works. We are the only show in town, and we are a community-based institution. I mean, we're a membership. We get a lot of donations from the community, and we're here to serve the community. We have a triple mission. One is obviously presenting arts, but the other one is preservation of the theater as an architectural link, as I said, to the past, and also economic development. Part of it was filmed in the Colonial Theater. There's a scene where she's sitting in a movie theater, and just right downstairs. And I should put in a plug for L-Chip. If this gets shown, L-Chip saved this theater through a massive grant. It was some years ago now, probably 5 or 6 years ago now, but this theater would not be here if L-Chip hadn't given us a grant, and it's too bad what has happened to that organization over the course of time.